your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Say hello to somebody around you. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All right.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. Let me just tell you, you could not be in a better place than where you are right now, today, here. So you are in for, I mean, it's always fabulous, but this is like over the top today. Just so, as William says, buckle up, Buttercup. So let's say our mission together, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time.
Good morning, everyone. You ready for a great day? Yeah. I am too. So listen, changing hearts one heart at a time. I want to read, last week I read you The Fly. I'm going to read it again. All right, and by the way, they're copies you can take with you. I read this because tomorrow I'm launching, or the second day of my class. It's not too late to join as of tomorrow. So 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. tomorrow. And I read this because sometimes this may be you. Here we go. There is a small fly burning out the last of its short life energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder, but it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. The fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks. With only a fraction of the effort now being wasted, it could be free of all this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different. How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offers the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for giving what you want out of life. Sometimes it's a fact. It's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. And what this class is offering you, and I'm telling you for those people who've taken it, and we have 140 some people taking the two different classes in the morning and at night. Yeah. Those people have committed to finding the door and finding their way outside, and they're no longer going to hit that window over and over and over again. So I encourage all of you to come and think about taking classes at 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night. We live stream it if you can't make it. We YouTube it, and there's a private channel that we will send you. You can download the workbooks. There is no excuse why anybody cannot make this class. All right? So I hope to see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I too will be having my class on Tuesday. This Tuesday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's building a healing consciousness. And along the same lines as Dr. Joe is teaching in his class, I will be focusing on building a consciousness that heals, that knows how to restore all those broken areas of our lives back into wholeness. So we'll be using prayer, affirmations, and other modalities that allow us to bring our lives back to a place where everything's working just right. So join me if you like. It's the last time you can add on into my class. Thank you.
Thank you. And so this is, as I said last week, this is our big fundraiser for our junior church. This is how we raise money through the people that volunteer. Terry just needs volunteers for Friday. The other Saturday is already filled. So if you would please see him out on the patio and sign up, we'd greatly appreciate that, and so would he. And I think that's it. I'm going to turn
We're
this
short
over.
on announcements. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Woo!
Love it. So several years ago, I was in North Hollywood with Dr. James Mellon, who's a friend of mine, and I was doing a talk there in the evening, and this young man came up and he goes, you know, you don't know me, but I know you. And I'm like, that's always a really scary thing to say to me. Were the lights on? Okay, anyway. So I said to him, he said, I watched you online, and I really like who you are, and can I come sing for you sometime? And I said, yeah, I don't know who you are, but sure. Come to find out, his name is Levi Christ, and about a year later, he won a Tony Award for $1 Million Quartet. So this young man has performed for us a couple times in the past, and he is just amazing. He has gone through the science of mind, up to and including practitioner studies. He believes in this stuff. He lives this stuff. When he accepted his Tony, he thanked Dr. James Mellon for the work that they had done at the NoHo Center. And so he knows what it's like to manifest really great things. And he is going to rock your world today. So welcome, Levi Christ, everybody.
There's a little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, there's a little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, why don't you let it shine? Oh, walk me into it, fellas. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Whoa, everywhere I go, put your hands together. I'm gonna let it shine, Lord, everywhere I go. What am I gonna do? Say, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, everywhere I go. Hey, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh Lord, well, everything I say and everything I'm gonna do, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, every single day, everything that I say or do, Lord, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine when I'm shining through you, Lord. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. shine. Come on, one more chorus, y'all sing with us. Here we go, Lord. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Take me around, Lord. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. One more time. Here we go. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, you to let it
Wait. Levi, come back. Will you do me a favor? Yes. I'm going to put you on the spot. Will you do one little Jerry Lee Lewis thing, just like 2 seconds? Just one little bit. Will you just one little bit? Just like this much. Come on, just this much. No, don't. just this much.
I'm afraid I'm going to break something.
No, you won't break it.
kiss me, baby. Feels good. Hold me, baby. But Lord, I wanna love you like a lover should.
Biddle, thank you. See if they got this at Southwest this week. Yeah. Wow. Whew. All right. Well, so what's kind of scary in this moment for me is that the song I'm about to sing is actually on one of Levi's CDs. I never like singing in front of the artist, but we're going to give it a shot, okay? All right, so let's take a deep breath in and exhale out. One more time in. I told the story at the first service that I was in the shower, and we have a shower that's enclosed in glass, and it's all the way floor to ceiling. And Trey was on the other side talking to me, and I'm like, pointless. I can't hear a thing you're saying. And he's like, just open the door. And so, metaphysically speaking, many times we're in a glass shower. We're looking out and somebody or something is trying to call us and to just open a door, and we're not paying the slightest bit of attention. And so it's in this moment right now when we go into quiet time that it's our opportunity to think about opening the door. You know, if you're in the space and you feel like you're closed in, if you've got something going on in your life that you don't feel real good about, the only way you're going to get out of there is by opening the door. You know, we talked about the fly going out the door. It's all about opening the door of your consciousness, and you can't do it when you're in the middle of it, all cooped up with the door closed. So this is your opportunity now to go into that space and welcome the receptivity and opening of your mental space so that you can manifest your healing in whatever part of the world or whatever part of your life you'd like to heal. So take a deep breath in. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, Through you I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all.
I am alive and aware of this beautiful power of good that resides within the core of me. I am eternally connected to this power for beauty, joy, abundance, health, perfect relationships, and good, always good. My good is eternally flowing into me, ready to give me anything that I desire. And I let go of any fear or darkness within me, and it is dissipated as the light fills my soul, fills my body, fills the area around me. And I open my heart to all the good that is now flowing into me, all the good that is eternally ready to give, eternally ready to be received. And I know that I am a perfect, loving child of God who wants to give me anything my heart desires, that I am able to create the life that I desire. It is within me. I just let go and let all the good come flowing in. And it shows in my life, the life that I am now creating. And I'm so grateful for the good that is in this center, that is in my life, that has resulted from what I've learned, from all the experiences that I've gone through. But they do not define who I am, and I'm grateful for that. And now, I really want everyone here to be grateful for this service, for this beautiful atmosphere of good that is surrounding every one of us. And I release my word to the law in this moment, knowing that this is already done in the mind of spirit. And if this resonates with you, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all, and I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. Take a deep breath in. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. And your joy will light my way. And your peace will light my way. And your truth will light my way. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om. One more time through. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Let's take a deep breath in.
And everything as its season, everything as its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydream. Every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have us sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning. Night girls have their soul. Can't you see I want my life to be something more than long? Rivers below where they can ramble. Eagles below where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Oh, so many seem destined to settle for something small, but I want to rest till I know I'll have it all. So don't ask me where I'm going, just listen, and when I'm gone, far away, you'll hear me say softly to the dark, to the dark. Eagles belong where they can fly. I gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
I hate that. Wasn't that great? Anybody else? Hang on a minute, I'll be right there. I know, isn't that funny? Mess. Okay, focus. Hi, I'm glad you're here today. Who was here for the first time? Lucky you. This is a great day to be a first timer, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're like, wow, man, it's cool. It's like this every week, trust me. All right, I'm going to review just a quick thing from last week because we started talking about the first 4 chapters of the science of mind. The first 4 chapters of our textbook that we believe in, our philosophy, basically embodies a couple things. And the first one was last week about what is the science of mind. The science of mind is an operating system for the human condition. It's just an operating system. That's all that is. It's learning how to use an operating system. So last week it was my game, my life. Remember that affirmation? My game, my life. Say that with me, please. My game, my life. Well, like any operating system, it's only as good as its use. You can have an operating system as it sits on the shelf, but that's not going to help you. In fact, I noticed that when I go visit people on their nightstands, they've got some great books. Lots and lots of books. But for some reason, their life doesn't reflect that they've been reading those books. Anybody? Yeah, you got those? Some of the books haven't even been opened, but you set them there because you have intention. There's an intention that I'm going to get to this book. Part of this is knowing that it's not just going to happen through osmosis. It's not going to like jump off the page into your head and then you're going to start acting upon it. It's going to have to start taking some movement. So we know that that's what the science of mind is about. It's about moving into consciousness. So using the science of mind is what we're talking about today. Our movement, Dr. Holmes said this. In fact, all the quotes today are directly from Dr. Holmes. Our movement will not depend on a talk as I am giving you now. Our evolution and what it will mean to the world will not depend on the books we write. It will depend on what we do with it. It's not going to depend on the talk that we do here. It's not going to talk as beautiful as Levi sings. It's not going to change the world unless you go out and take what you learn here out there and change your life so you can change the world. If you just sit there and absorb it, it's beautiful. You feel good. You feel wonderful. And I'm glad you do. Keep coming back so that you continue to feel that way. But I really want you to know that what happens is this is only going to work if we go out and work it. That's how this works. It works when you work it. And I'll tell you a little clue. You've been working this your whole life. You just don't know you've been working it. That's why this teaching resonates when people come into it. They realize that, wait a minute, I've been doing this my whole life. Maybe I should take a direction. Maybe I should learn a little bit more so the latter part of my life can be a little bit easier, a little bit healthier, a little bit happier. So it's an operating system, and we're going to learn how to use it because it doesn't matter what the book says. It matters how you use it. The entire problem of limitation, evil, suffering, and uncertainty is not God ordained. Say that with me, please. Entire problem of limitation, evil, suffering, and uncertainty is not God ordained. Not in this church. There are some religions who are fear-based, and we're not that way at all. We are not a fear-based religion. We're not about scarcity. We're not about lack and limitation. We're all about knowing that there is an abundance in the universe. There's a power in the universe for good that you can use it. We are not meant to be suffering. We were brought here as the sons and daughters of that infinite presence. We were made in its image and likeness. Why would you create something in your image and likeness and then say, okay, experience more pain, hurt, suffering, lack, and limitation? Right? Evil is nothing more than the misuse of the spiritual laws that we all use. There is no such thing as the good and the evil. It's just the law and how we use it. Remember, I continue to bring you back to that power line going through the room. You know, earlier at the first service, there was a guy here that his name, he's the creator of Sordid Lives and Sordid Wedding, Del Shores. He's the producer. And I was talking about how he took adversity in his life, and he could have taken that energy and been really bitter and angry, right? But he used that energy instead to create something to educate people. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you. It's holy water. It's good. Sorry. Whatever. So, you guys are not making this easy today. So you can take the adversity of life and you can claim it your own, and you can continue to capitalize it and tell the story, or you can actually make it the cause for transformation. Make it the cause for transformation. That's what this is about. This is about taking the things that happen in your life and realizing that this is another reason for you to use a different energy to transform your life into something different. You're not meant to soak in the difficulties of life. We're meant to experience them because it just happens by human nature, and sometimes we bring it upon ourselves, but we're eventually meant to get out of the pool and dry off and move on. Does that make sense? The truth shall set you free, provided that you know the truth. What is the truth? I remember as a kid, sitting in church, actually in high school when I was in the Catholic school, and they were talking about the truth shall set you free as long as you know the truth. And all I kept thinking is, I don't know what their truth is, but I don't like it. Because their truth is telling me to judge people and to be a certain way and to be fearful and to, move people out of my circle of love instead of bringing them into my circle of love. So I couldn't find that to be the truth. But my truth will set me free as long as I know the truth. And this is what I know, this is what I just personally believe, that there is a power in the good for universe, and it made me in its image and likeness. That's my truth. And I am meant to experience all the good that the universe has to offer. Not just a little bit of good, but all the good. Now, in my own personal life, sometimes I've done things that have taken away from that experience. Is anyone else? Yeah? Marriage? Kids? Jobs? Food? Booze? Whatever, right? I mean, sometimes we take away from that experience. The mind, small mind, the mind I discover, the mind which we discover within us is the mind, capital mind, that governs us. Just remember that behind you is a power for good, a power, just call it a power, that's always moving through your mind. You don't have to tell your body how to be your body. It just knows how to be your body. You don't have to tell it all those things. There's an infinite presence that knows, and it's operating you and always has been operating through you. Now, whether or not you've listened and heeded your intuition, whether or not you've decided to take it upon yourself to go forward and create a life that's worth living, that's all a matter of decision-making for you because we were given free will. See, first of all, we were given the power to think, and then we were given free will. Yikes, right? The greatest gift is that we were given the power to think, and the second one is that we have free will, so we get to choose what we want to do, how we want to frame things, how we want to believe things, how we want to cast them, and how we want to declare them and define them. So that's up to us. Right? That's the mind we create. There is one life back of everything that lives. I just said that. How it works. Here we go. Life is a living laboratory. You are in a living laboratory, and your whole life has been a laboratory experiment. An experiment in how does the human condition experience God by means of itself. Everything we do is that we are in this giant laboratory called life. And we're experimenting with spiritual principles all the time. We are ever evolving. Life shows us our growing edges. Everything in life is an opportunity to become more aware of how we are using it and using it more consciously, abundantly, freely, and joyfully. Wow. Using it more consciously, abundantly, freely, and joyfully. Using it. Let me do that one more time. Say that with me. Using it. Yeah, using it. Using it for those things. Now, notice that he doesn't say we're to use it to contemplate how lousy things are in the world. Does it say that? No. How does that fall under abundant, free, and joyful? Right? So it needs to fall under the category of good. If we're using it and using it properly, then it falls under the category of those things, consciously thinking about abundance and being free and joyful. Whatever that means to you, I would add in healthy and peaceful and harmonious and balanced and orderly. Want me to keep going? All right, we got that. It shouts at every angle, it shouts at us from every angle, but can only become power to us only when we recognize it as power. Living life by design or default. You hear me talk about that quite often. Do you live a life by design or are you defaulting into life? Does life surprise you all the time going, oh, look, that's cool. That looks like fun. And then, oh, look, a dental bill. Right? Or do you live a life by design where you've created a place where you can experience financial prosperity and security, where you can experience love and loving relationships? What do you want to do? Create a life by default and stumbling into it? In Science of Mind, we believe you're creating a life by design, and absolutely everything you're talking about right now, thinking about, everything that constantly goes on. You don't need to get on your knees for the universe to hear your prayer. It is listening 24/7. Ooh. And then it begs the question, do you want to experience the things you've been thinking about? The way you've been thinking about them? That's the question. Do you want to experience the things you've been thinking about the way you've been thinking about them, or are you thinking about them hoping that it will come back differently? Are you with me? Yeah, it's not going to come back differently if you're thinking about them the way you're thinking about them. When you're thinking about something like, are you following me? When you're thinking something negative like that, what you're doing is you're planting seeds of negativity, and the universe doesn't know how to reject those seeds. So when you plant the seeds of negativity, what do you experience? More negativity. Plants and plants and plants. You got a forest of negativity going up, right? Why? Because you're not planting the seed of the healed condition, you're planting the seed of the condition. You keep putting more seeds in of the condition. How can something cure itself, heal itself, create something better when all you do is keep planting the wrong seed, right? All thoughts become things. Say that. All thoughts become things. Watch what I'm thinking. Forget it, you lost it. Okay. If all thoughts become things, then I'm constantly planting thoughts into the soil. Does that make sense? The time must come when we shall have left the apparent evil behind, when it should be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with the things which were once thought to be. I like that quote. It seems timely to me. It seems timely in looking at the world, the global condition. That quote seems very timely to me. Now, we talked about evil not being evil itself, but evil being the misuse of the spiritual laws, right? So I have to reword that, right? Because I don't like the word evil. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't blend with my belief system, I guess. Because all evil is an opportunity for people to use the law, and they're either using it for good or for bad, right? But it's still a use of the law. So I believe that something's going on in the universe right now that someday will be put down in scrolls, wrapped up, and tossed away as the history of our world. And it's going to be done in such a way that everything good comes from everything else. Remember that. Everything good comes from everything. So no matter what's happening in your world, something good will come of this. I don't know what it will look like, and I don't know if it will happen in my lifetime. But I certainly believe that there is this movement of front to show us exactly what we all need to look at. Make sense? I think we're being called to look at certain things. Examine them. Examine how they came into our being. Examine how we believe about them in our life. Look at them, how we apply these spiritual principles or lack thereof in every area of our life. And that this is a test for it. Not a test, because I don't think the universe tests us. I think it is an opportunity for us to look at the challenges that are around us in the world and to categorize them in a way where we say to ourselves, this is one that's going to go on the scrolls. I don't know when, how, or where, but the universe does. See, I don't need to know. I don't need to know, but I need to know that something within me knows. Yeah? I don't need to know, but something within me knows. Say that. I don't need to know, but something within me knows. That's what you say. Instead of saying I don't have a clue, I have no idea. If I say I don't have an idea, I don't have a clue, I have no idea, what seed did you just plant? A seed that's going to give you not a clue and not an idea. You following? But if I plant the idea that I don't need to know, but something within me already knows, what plant have something within me already knows. What's the plant going to say? I know. Well, show me the way. Right? Your light, your love, your peace, your joy will show me the way. What plant are you? See the difference in planting the seeds? So don't say I can't imagine it, because if you can't imagine it, you won't. Right? If you can't imagine what it feels like to be healthy, don't plan on being healthy. Seriously. Because what plant did you just plant? The seeds of being not healthy. I don't know what it's going to be like to be happy or financially secure or in a loving relationship. If you say those words, then guess what? The plants are firmly planted and the law can't reject it, right? So it's not a question of its willingness or its ability. It's entirely a question of our own receptivity. The entire paradox of what we experience in our life, it's not about the universe providing it for us. It's about, do I even have the receptacle for the universe to provide it? Have I even created the mind space or the ability for the universe to create it? Or am I living in my shower with the doors closed? Or like the fly hitting the wall over and over again? You know, it's not a question of the universe's willingness or ability. That would be like saying, God isn't willing to be good. That doesn't make sense. God doesn't have the ability to do what it needs to do to make my life whole and complete. Does that sound right? No, it doesn't sound right. And if it doesn't sound right intuitively, it doesn't feel right, then it can't be true. But if it's true that God wants us to experience all that's good, that feels natural to me. That feels like, yeah, maybe I'm not there yet, but yet is the big word. I'm in process for it. Not understanding this law excuses no one from its effects. Ooh. See, not understanding isn't an excuse, because many times we've been doing things without understanding. He actually says ignorance is not an excuse. Ignorance means I'm ignoring. Not that I'm stupid, not that I'm incompetent, I'm just ignoring this. Does that make sense? The approach should be direct and it should be specific. So it's about knowing that you know and planting what you want to receive, right? It's about knowing that you know this and feeling so confident that you are willing to claim your good. We don't talk about begging for our good. We don't wish for our good. We don't hope for good. We claim our good. That's why he's saying, make sure the approach is direct and specific. This is what I want, universe. And if you don't know what you want, then I want clarity. Because if I say, universe, I'm planting the seeds of clarity, what will come to me? Clarity, right? You guys are good. We must accustom ourselves to the concept of the impersonalness of the law, the availability of the law, and the mechanical accuracy of the law. This is when it got kind of sticky for me. When I first came into Science of Mind, and I started reading things like this, I thought, this sounds really plastic. Yeah? Not feeling, very stoic, it didn't feel good to me. This line in particular did not feel right to me because I always thought of God as being love in this big mushy, huggy, red coloredly thing, right? Just kind of, that kind of thing. And this far from that. But actually, this is how the law works. All thoughts become things. Seed become plants. And what we're talking about here is we must come to the impersonalness of the law. The word I use, you always see me, this becomes that. What I'm talking about is this thing right here, the becoming, is impersonal. It just knows how to produce what you're putting into it. That's why it can't reject those seeds when you're on that path of destruction. It can't reject them because it just knows how to do. And then its appearance, its manifestation, comes out either positive or negative based on the seed that I planted and the very spiritual soil that is cultivated that creates my life. Does that make sense? Are we good? We need ceiling fans. William, ceiling fans. If we can conceive only a little good, that as much as we can experience. This is another one that we have to watch out for. When we say, I can't imagine what it would be like to feel good, right? If I can't imagine it, again, you can't have it. But some people they just conceive a little bit of good. Do you think the universe wants us to experience a little bit of good? No. I think there's infinite amount of good for us to experience without taking away from anyone else. Without taking it away from the universe itself, without taking it off the backs of someone else, without walking over someone else, there's an infinite amount of good that we're meant to experience. That's our genetic predisposition. You know that, right? That's our genetic predisposition to be in that place. So we are to think bigger than we've ever thought before. Think about love in terms of more love than you've ever had before. Think about more health. I don't care what's going on in your life. You have to think of your life in terms of big health. What does that look like? Big relationships. Big financial success or security, whatever that is. Whatever it is, if you can't conceive it, right? If you can only conceive a little bit, that's how much you're going to plant, right? If I can only conceive a little bit, my becoming will be very small. This is known that I really like. That as high as we shall make our mark in mind and spirit, so high shall be our outward manifestation in our material world. What does that mean? Some people I know set the bar so low that they can trip over it and call themselves successful. You don't have to admit to that. How high is your mark? If I were to ask you, how high is your mark for your health, where do you put it? Right? If I were to ask you, how high is your relationship as expectations for loving relationships? How high is your mark for financial success and security? Or how high is your mark for a career and creative living? Right? Creativity. How high is your mark? As high as your mark you'll set, that's what the universe will look up to. It will work right up to it, because why is that? That's the ceiling of your belief that you placed over your good. But see, if I don't put a ceiling there, then I get to have unlimited amounts of things. But many of us, we set a mark in our minds, and it's actually limiting us. So make sure that all of your prayer work, all of your imagination and things that you want, and always end with, and then some. That way it takes the ceiling off. And then some. So say your prayer, speak your word, think your words into being, embody them, but make sure you always say, and then some. Because you're not taking away from anyone else, but you're absolutely taking the lid off so you can experience more good. Does that make sense? All right, get a bigger bowl. And then some, exactly. Get a big set of bowls, all right? I love that. In Living the Science of Mind, it says we should increase our receptivity and have greater faith. If we wish to experience a larger degree of livingness, our bowl of acceptance must be held up so that the outpouring of Spirit can be measured into our individual experience. So it is about getting the bigger bowl. It's knowing that I'm not supposed to be living life in the smaller bowl. First of all, we started out the year by the burning bowl, right? We burn the stuff. Now I want you to reestablish the bowl. And I want you to reestablish your flow into the bigger bowl. All right? So get a bigger bowl. Think of your life as getting a bigger bowl. When you embody the bigger bowl, the universe will have it pressed down and flowing over. Does that make sense? Finally, we will find a better God when we arrive at a higher standard for man. It's one of my favorite quotes. And you can call it God, you can call it Spirit, you can call it Allah, you can call it Jesus, you can call it Lord, you can call it Buddha. I don't care what you call it. We will arrive, right, at a greater understanding of the power that created us when we raise the bar for ourselves and have a higher standard for ourselves. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. This is Martin Luther King weekend. And because of that, I wanted to make sure that we all know that there was a great example set for us who opened up a world of opportunity because it didn't look at the limitations of the skin color or conditions and just said, you know what? We're all meant to be here. We are all meant to be here. And I believe truly that everyone in this room is meant to be here. That we are all, it's one giant stained glass window, right? We are one giant stained glass window, and your individuality is required. That's why you were here. Now, whether or not that light is shining through your stained glass is whether or not you've put a sheet in front of it or something to block it. But there is a light and a power to shine through you and create a great experience. And we all belong in the stained glass window. Does that make sense? Right? So we'll all arrive at a better standard when we all live together and understand that those colors of the rainbow, those colors that all exist in the stained glass window, were meant to be there. Your individual differences are meant to be part of this. So allow your light to shine through that stained glass window. That's why we celebrate. That's why I celebrate Martin Luther King Day, because I just know that this opened up an opportunity for us to look at things and realize that we are all part of this one thing, but we're all different parts required for it to be as beautiful as it is. Does that make sense? So I'm going to have Levi come out and sing a song for you that is going to embody this whole idea, all right?
There's a rage way down inside me, a fire that's branded my soul, and it leaves me as one of the many, with a hate so hard to control. Oh, but I've seen that hate is not the answer. There's a time when we all must decide to step on up with wisdom and power. Say, children, let's give up the fight. So consider this for a moment or two. I'm crimson red, you are ocean blue. We're just two of many colors in a stained glass window, and love is the light shining through. Oh, now you can find 1,000 explanations to demote my position with God. Oh, but I discovered a divine resolution. I'm embraced by the light of His love. Oh, yeah. So consider this for a moment or two. I'm crimson red, and you are ocean blue. We're just two
So let's close our eyes for a moment, take a deep breath in. And let's celebrate that light shining through each and every one of us, and celebrate the light that's shining through each and every one around us. Celebrate the light of shining through each and every person in this whole world. Their uniqueness, their beauty, their love. And let's know that each one of us are meant to be that divine expression. And so we step into that light and we let it shine through us, shine brightly. Because it's our divine birthright to be there, to express that, to be authentic and true to ourselves, and to respect, love, and honor those around us. We stand united as one people on one planet, beautifully, beautifully placed in this divine stained glass window of life. And so take your place, authorize your experience. We know how this universe works, so we stand and we authorize experience and we say, yes, absolutely, yes, I am ready to receive this beautiful light. Not only am I ready, I am willing, I am receptive, and I am expressing that light right here and right now. Gone are the barriers, gone are the lack, the limitation, the scarcity, and the fear. Instead, we stand in the light of truth and allow it to shine. And it does, it shines so beautifully. For this beautiful experience, we just say, thank you, beloved presence. Thank you, beloved presence, for this great experience today. We let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Shine, shine, shine your light.
Oh,
Shine it, shine it, shine your
shine your light, shine.
Shine it,
Oh, won't you shine, shine, shine. Consider the years for a moment or two. I'm and you are ocean blue. With just how many colors in a stained glass window, and love is the light shining through. Oh, love is the light shining through you and you and you. Yes,
it's a light that is
shining. Don't you know that love is the light that's shining, shining through you. Shining, shining.
Amazing. Let's hear it for the choir and the band today. They did an exceptional job. And so ends your lesson. I do want to thank, we had an anonymous donor donate funds to underwrite the entire music program this week. I think they did a great job. If anyone ever wants to do that again, let me know. Let's congratulate this band and these singers for doing an amazing job. Good job, everybody.
I told you. Oh, wow. All right, so we are so blessed. And so I invite all of our ushers to come forward as we just bask in that gratefulness, that gratitude that we have. And so At this moment, it is our opportunity to give back, our opportunity to support this center that touches our lives in so many wonderful ways. So those of you that are live streaming, please hit that donation button and make your offering as we all come together to say our offertory prayer together. William, thank you. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of Spirit's generosity in all areas of my life.
With a grateful heart, I behold your goodness. With a grateful heart, I receive my good. Let us celebrate what the Lord hath made. My abundance starts with a grateful heart. Everybody say, Hallelujah, 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 oh, Hallelujah. A grateful heart. Let me hear it now. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, a grateful heart. With a faithful heart, I declare my blessing. With a faithful heart, I'm forever blessed. If I just believe, then I shall receive. My abundance starts with a faithful heart. Everybody say, Hallelujah, 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 a faithful heart. Demonstration. With a giving heart, I am living proof. All that I provide will be multiplied. My abundance starts with a giving heart. Oh yeah. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, a giving heart. Everybody say hallelujah. 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 Break this down, come on with your hands. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. A grateful heart. Oh, everybody sing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. A grateful heart. Hallelujah, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. A grateful heart. Do you feel it now? Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, a grateful heart. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. And we're also grateful because we have that handsome man on the end, Dr. Joe's husband, here joining us today. So, what a day, right? What a day. Who could ask for more? All right, so let us just hold up our hands and bless our offering. Just do it with that joy that we feel that light coming through. And let's say our prayer together. This collective offering is spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Dale. All right. Okay, so I get the privilege to welcome our visitors. Those of you that are here for the first time, please stand up. We have a gift, as though today wasn't enough. But we have a gift for you, and we want to welcome you. And what we're giving you is a CD holder with information about our center. And we welcome you. Please stop by the foyer table and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. And I also want to remind find you. Levi has CDs out there, so you can take them home with you. Yes, so please stop by there and support that. And let's see, and then this is our prayer team that's over in the Om room. If you're going through any challenges, please go over there and they will pray with you. We have miracles happen here every day. Don't forget all our classes this week. Dr. Joe's books are in the bookstore, and also for my Busting Loose from the Money Game, that book is in there also, and you can drop into that at any time. It's a wonderful group, and all of our classes this week. So I'm not going to do a closing prayer because Dr. Joe did an amazing closing prayer, but I send you my love and have a wonderful week, everyone.